Hey guys, it's Kristen, and today I need to talk about the new Drake music video, I'm Upset. It's essentially a huge Degrassi reunion, and that just fills my heart with so much joy. I am a huge Degrassi fan since the beginning. I still watch it now. It's probably like the only show in the entire world that I've watched my entire life, and I love it, and I'm so excited to talk about this basically 6-minute reunion that we got in the I'm Upset music video. Back in 2016, a lot of different Degrassi cast members came back to Degrassi Next Class for an alumni gala episode. It was kind of like a little reunion to celebrate the 500th episode of Degrassi. We got to see a lot of different people see kind of where they are right now, and it's all canon, you know. So we got to see Peter, he works in the music industry. We got to see Liberty, who's a law student. We found out Emma and Spinner were still together. We got to see Holly J, Craig, Mo, a lot of different people. And one of the things that I remember actually when watching that episode was thinking like, Drake will never do a reunion. He'll never do a Degrassi reunion. And boy, was I wrong. Not only was he in a little reunion, he's the one who brought everyone together. So of course we got to dissect what's going on in this video. Fresh off of directing God's Plan and Nice for What, we have director extraordinaire Karina Evans bringing this video together and giving us the Degrassi reunion we all deserve. With his new album Scorpion coming out June 29th, I just think this era for Drake is really strong for him. He, in his God's Plan music video, gave away nearly $1 million to his fans and people who needed it. In Nice for What, he featured so many, really incredible women, from Issa Rae to Tiffany Haddish, and of course now in the I'm Upset music video, he humbly goes back to his Degrassi roots. The first thing you notice right away is that Drake's character, Jimmy, is not in a wheelchair anymore in this reunion, and his character on Degrassi was always very creative, very musical. He was a star athlete, but in season 4 he got shot by Rick during a school shooting, and he ended up being in a wheelchair for the rest of the time that he was on Degrassi. However, later on in the series, Jimmy got this stem cell surgery, and at the very end of his time on Degrassi, we started hearing that he was doing a lot better, he was progressing a lot. We never heard about what happened next, that's all that we learned about Jimmy. But based off of this Drake reimagined Degrassi, it looks like Jimmy would successfully go through his stem cell surgery, improve, and not need a wheelchair anymore. So in the music video, we see Drake/Jimmy getting ready for this high school reunion. He's got a nice suit on, and then who comes out of the dressing room? Spinner! The two of them were best friends on the show, and so it was really cool to see them kind of rolling together still, going to the high school reunion together, riding in this cool Lambo, and then you start seeing more people coming out of this car, so at first you're watching and you're like, oh wow, he brought Spinner in, that's so cool, and then they get out of the car and they're walking into the school, and you're in front of the original Degrassi high school. You have Paige and Ellie and Craig coming out of their really fancy cars, and you're like, oh my god, what is happening? What is going on? They're reuniting! And inside, you just get all these really cool cameos from people. When they're walking into the dance floor, you see Terry and Hazel, and that was really cool because Terry, we haven't seen her in so long. This was the first time we've seen Christina Schmidt in years. We haven't seen her since season 3. Basically, she was dating the character Rick, and he was very abusive to her, very controlling, and he accidentally put her in a coma, and then after that she just never came back. She went off to private school, and we never really heard from her again. So to see her making this cameo, she's glowing, she looks gorgeous, it was like, what? This is insane! We see Ashley and Craig walk in together. Those two characters have so much history. We see Miss Kwan and Mr. Simpson/Principal Simpson. He's obviously a veteran, been on Degrassi for ever, been a part of the whole process forever, so it was really cool to see him included as well. Ellie, Paige, Marco, Danny, Derek, Connor. There's so many people that are, coming in, and you're like, oh my god, the glow up is real, everyone looks so good. One of the most exciting cameos to me was seeing Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, aka Jay and Silent Bob. To me, they're Degrassi legends. They're part of the legacy. They've made incredible Degrassi history with their episodes, and with Degrassi Goes Hollywood and Jay and Silent Bob Do Degrassi. Their episodes are some of my favorite that have ever been done on the series. Kevin Smith specifically, I was really happy to see him come back because he just had a heart attack. He's trying to get healthy and make sure that he'll be around for years to come, and to see him come out and be part of this was so cool. And I had read actually that when he was in the hospital right after his heart attack, he was talking about how he was kind of singing the song "Whatever It Takes" to himself, because he was just thinking about that positivity and the optimism in that song, and it really like helped him. And like I said, he's a huge Degrassi fan, so you see the two of them coming in and kind of corrupting Mr. Simpson, Principal Simpson. He's like doing weed with them, and it was just really funny. And actually, I'm pretty sure they start the fire that happens at the very, very end of the music video, but we'll get to that. Manny and Emma walk in together. They were always the two best friends. I loved them together. You see Emma helping Manny with a wardrobe malfunction when she walks into the party. It just brought me back to those OG Manny days. Never forget that iconic thong scene from season 3. Another big shocker in this music video was seeing Rick. Oh my god, Rick. So he was very much involved in a lot of chaos on the show. A lot of things that he was involved in made some crazy Degrassi history moments happen. He wasn't very popular in school. Like I said before, he dated Terry, put her in a coma. That was terrible. That kind of led to this huge school shooting where he shot Jimmy and put him in a wheelchair, and then he ended up being shot during that whole situation, and he died. So to see him come back, it was like, whoa! Because he was killed off in the series, but he came back for this, and you just see him running down the hallway, and Drake's real life friends are chasing after him, trying to get their revenge. We see Toby, Liberty, Jane, Mia, Nina Dobrev, another huge star that came out of Degrassi, and they're all just having such a great time. They're in the photo booth, they're dancing down the hallways, they're riding tricycles, they're like going crazy. It's lit up in this reunion. They're even scanning their butts on copy machines, like it's going down at this Degrassi reunion. And of course, it's not a true Degrassi reunion unless there's some drama, it goes there. So they definitely go there. There's fights that break out. It sounds like some gunshots. There's a fire. It gets intense. And there's a couple of things that I wonder, like, if you kind of dig into them, if they were references to things on Degrassi. Like, you start seeing Spinner throwing up all over the reunion, and it's like, is that maybe a reference to when he had cancer on the show and was in chemotherapy and he threw up in class? Could be. Also, the whole fire situation at the end of the music video. Back in season 3 of Degrassi: The Next Generation, in the finale episode, there was this huge fire at the school during school dance, and this is kind of a similar type of situation, so I wonder if that was kind of like a reference to that. Obviously, there was a lot of cast members included in this. There were two that I would say were noticeably missing. One was Sean and the other was JT. According to Drake, Ryan Cooley, who played JT, did get an invite, but he thought it was a scam, so he didn't go, I guess. And then Daniel Clark, who played Sean, posted this little video kind of talking about how he didn't even know the reunion was happening and he didn't get an invite. He did say how he loved the video and really talked very highly about Drake. I don't know, it's kind of sad that he wasn't invited to that. Maybe he missed the invite, maybe it's in his junk mail, in his email, I don't know. Overall though, I was so happy to see this reunion happen. Like, it was so unexpected, it was so incredible. All these cast members have known each other since they were like 12 years old, so it was just really exciting to see them come together again. And I think based off the reaction that the internet has had, like, people want a real Degrassi reunion. I swear, I would love to see them pull the same type of deal that they did at the very, very beginning of Degrassi: The Next Generation, where like they had the parents come in for a high school reunion and then they kind of jumped off into like their kids. I would love to see them do that at some point in time. That would be so cool to see all of these people come back. I think this is one of those shows, it's iconic, it's legendary, like, it went there, and yeah, I loved it, and I loved the music video. It felt like a personal gift to me because I just love the show so much. And it's just cool to see like that these people, some of them are still really close to this day. And just even seeing like Kevin Smith's posts on Instagram about the experience, it just is like, wow, like this was such like a thing that even they all wanted to do. They all wanted to come together and be a part of this. I read an article just talking about how they all came together and it felt like a real reunion, like it felt like a real high school reunion. They were really having drinks and having fun, and I think that that's amazing. And I would love to see some behind the scenes footage. Drake, if you got any, feel free to put it up because I would totally watch a making of that music video. Thank you, Drake, for making this come together. Thank you to Karina Evans for directing such a beautiful tribute to Degrassi. Thank you to Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes for returning and also for giving us such legendary Degrassi episodes in the past. And thank you to the Degrassi cast for coming together, for creating a show that speaks to people, that talks about the tough topics, talks about what's real and what's going on in young people's lives, and obviously impacting so many people. Also, shout out to Canada for making really awesome stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below on this essentially Degrassi reunion and where you think other characters are now. Yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and click that subscribe button because I come out new videos every week. See ya!